I got reassigned to Fort Dix, New Jersey. But before I could get there, they sent me to a couple other camps. But in Fort Dix, New Jersey, I ended up in a prisoner of war camp. I was a guard, and I was also assigned to running 2 PXs inside the camps. And German prisoners, and the prisoners were paid in scrip money. They'd go out and they'd work, and they were paid for so many hours of work, and they were out on the truck farms and everything, helping grow the vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. And they were paid for it in scrip money. Well, they had the money, they wanted to spend it. The only place they had was the GI compound, the GI store. What do you call it? I forgot.
PX?
PX.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I ran 2 of those. There was one time when I had to go down to what they call a side camp. It was down to another town, Bridgeton, New Jersey. And I drove down with another fella, and our mission was we had to pay the prisoners. They were working on these truck farms and everything. And they were all German prisoners. And when I got down there, I didn't know what to expect. But I found a camp, and I drove in, and I couldn't believe my eyes. This had been an old CCC camp, Civilian Conservation Course, way back before the war, and it was putting guys to work, and they'd join the CCs. And what they would do was any kind of repair work, whatever happened to be done in any community. Well, these guys were the German prisoners working all these farms, raising vegetables and everything out there. I drive in, and here what had been these old log cabins of the CCCs starting to deteriorate and everything. They get a bunch of Germans in there, and they look at it, and they figure, well, we got to do something here. They fixed that thing up, every one of those log cabins, and there must have been a dozen of them, put all new logs in and everything else, fixed it up, put window boxes on it with flowers and everything, drew the things on the old German style of everything, walkways out here with all the whitewash and everything, stones and that, very little grass, there'd just be dirt and that. But boy, it was beautiful. You walk in, it was like little Bavaria. So anyhow, then we had to set up, and we'd have a roster that was furnished us with the German prisoner's name and how much money he was to be paid, and the other fellow and I would count it all out, and my job was to have the guy sign for it, and I'd hand him the money. Got all the way down to the last 3 guys, and the last 3 guys were German officers. They didn't work, but they were paid anyhow. Supposedly they were supervising. And so when they came up, the first guy gives me a Heil Hitler. I gave him nothing. I said, sign. Second guy come up, he gives me a German salute. I acknowledged it, didn't salute, just nodded my head. Third guy comes up, he gives me a Heil Hitler. I says, oh, just sign, that's it. Boy, I couldn't stand those guys. But I did find many of the German soldiers were nice guys. They were nice guys, just like us, doing a job, tough job, and a job that we didn't like, wrong philosophy. There were times when some prisoners would escape, but they'd only be gone for a couple of days. They get out, and they didn't have anywhere to go to. They didn't have any place to stay. They had no money to buy anything. Hey, it was tough. So they come back. They really did. They'd come back.